Yeah, that movie, A Christmas Story, we never knew that it was going to become what it is today. Yeah, when we were kids, I was 10 years old. Today, I'm going to be at 53 next month. And so at 10 years old, we just, we were doing our jobs. We were actors. We were kid actors. And it was my first big role. And it was super exciting. And when we did the job, I got to travel to Cleveland and we spent a couple of weeks there. And there was no snow. So they moved the entire cast over to Toronto. And a majority of the film was filmed inside of a studio that they built the house in. And then we did the alley scenes and the school scenes, outside up there. And once that was complete, we watched the premiere. It was like, well, okay, it's an okay movie. And then it didn't do anything for years. And then when TBS or TNT decided to put it on TV for 24 hours, that's when it started to catch some momentum. And ever since 1996, the ratings have increased every single year. And now in 2025, A Christmas Story is one of the most iconic Christmas movies ever. It's in the tapestry of America. And I've had a huge opportunity. I'm going to be honest with you. That's why I'm sitting in front of you today, is because of this movie, is because of something that I did when I was 10 years old. And so it's brought me closer to a lot of really good human beings. And that's because of Christmas, right? And when you think about Christmas, I mean, for a lot of people, Christmas is a very positive experience. And for some, it's not. And I understand that. And I've had a lot of Christmas Story fans that actually love the movie, but never really had a good Christmas in their life, right? I've experienced that with fans because in my Facebook group, A Christmas Story Family, I've got over 114,000 fans, and I'm very active with them. I've got a private group. I do all kinds of stuff for the fans, right? Which no other cast member really does. I'm kind of the only one out of kind of all the movies, all the Christmas movies, that I'm actually pretty active with all the fans. And that's probably why I'm here today, is because you saw that, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I saw you on Wikipedia years ago when I was looking up A Christmas Story as a kid,
Okay.
and yeah, you looked a little different, but still the same. Yeah, but you still look like Grover, like an adult version of him, so you never changed in
Yeah.
that regard.
Yeah, that's also, I get that a lot. But, we do our best to eat healthy and exercise. And well, at least I have over the last. Well, how young are you, Doug?
I'm 27 almost.
Okay. So I had made that decision at 25. So at 25 years old is when I got sober, is when I started my journey of wanting to learn more about how do I do this? How do I live my life in a healthy way? And what kind of people do I surround myself with? And what kind of education or knowledge do I need to obtain? And so that's when it started for me at 25. So um, yeah, that's why I'm here today, is because literally of A Christmas Story. And a lot of people don't recognize who I am. It's very, very few that actually go, "Oh my God, you're Grover Dill." And I will tell you that I've only had like experience of 4 times in my life. Is that somebody recognized me, and it just so happened to be right after Christmas, right? Because it's on for 24 hours, so it's fresh in everybody's mind. And I took my family out to go do one of those virtual tours of Africa, and all the kids that were working in there were like, "Oh my God, we just saw you last night. Like, you're Grover Dill." It was like, whoa, that was really cool. It's the first time really that happened to me.
That's great. What's Africa like?
It's amazing. It is. I mean, if you've never done like a virtual game where you just put on a VR set and it guides you through these big rooms, it's really fun. I mean, it could literally affect your nervous system to where you think you're walking down a set of stairs, or you're falling off a cliff, or you're actually flying on a boat in the air, or you're climbing through the pyramids, or whatever it is that they have you walk through. So it's an amazing experience. You got to try that once in your life.
Definitely. I do have some experience with virtual reality, but it was a roller coaster that went in a lot of different directions. And
Yeah,
I
that's
actually went to a museum recently that had illusions. And what
mm,
they did was they tricked your mind into thinking that a bridge you were standing on was tipping over, when the reality was it was
mm,
staying still the entire time you went
yes.
through it.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, Doug, tell me, what does RU stand for?
It stands for Relentless and Unstoppable, but it's also a pun on Are You Unstoppable?
Mm.
Yeah.
Relentless and unstoppable. I mean, so think about those two words, right? That's
Mhm.
kind of how I would imagine you live your daily life is I'm going to live relentlessly, meaning I'm going to live as best as I humanly possibly can every day, letting God guide us, right? And nothing can stop me. I respect that. That's awesome, man.
Thank you. It's a more respectful acronym and name compared to what I originally came up with. Originally, it was going to be called Fearless and Unstoppable, which is the same, but then the acronym would have been
See, that's smart to kind of look at all aspects of what your creativity is because somebody else's perception of it could be very different, right?